Dude,
Hey, we back. It's another night. It's a Monday night. It's 9 o'clock. You know what time it is. It's time for the Black Super Friends. Hey, so tell a friend, hey, and tell them to tell a friend. The Black Super Friends are back in.
Yo, good afternoon. Welcome to the Black Super Friends podcast. We are here for another episode on a Monday night that we call Monday Night Raw. And listen, it might not be a long show tonight because it's the national championship tonight. So, respecting man law, we know what you're trying to see tonight. So, I apologize for the intro. It seems to be going a little fast tonight. But nonetheless, we are here. And I'm gonna go to my partner, who, I don't know if he in Dubai tonight because I hear trains, planes, and automobiles in the background. So
oh
tonight
man,
I'm gonna talk to the traveling man, the amazing Chris Caesar Leo.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm sorry about the background noise, but we 35 floors up, overlooking Orlando. Shout out to the deacon and the congregation for the condo hookup for the night, man. We watching the game and everything like that, but the show must go on. This is the Black Super Friends podcast, where we ask the question: why do they call them apartments when they all stuck together?
Goddamn,
prolific.
boy, this Negro changing lives. Listen, I'm gonna have to think about that tonight, dog. Why do they call it Ovaltine? But that's a whole nother question. Hey, second, I'm going to my partner, my brother, in the corner on the side of me. I might have to switch him up in a minute. You know him around the world as the ladies' man.
Hey, listen, man, I'm just trying to catch up with my brother Chris Leo. He's 35 feet up, or 35 stories up.
You know,
Man, I ain't
listen.
got that yet. And I thought I was world renowned. All good. How y'all doing? Welcome to the Black Super Friends podcast.
All right. Next, I'm going to the man that is residing in a place that you would love to know. I love him to death because he is the parent of Super Mario Jr. You all know him as Super Mario Senior. Please say the senior.
Hey man, greetings and salutations. This is gonna be a great show, so strap your seatbelts on and enjoy the ride.
All right. Hey, listen, fellas, I'm going to go straight off the top.
She said that
I'm
too.
going to say, oh, shut up. Listen. All right. Shout out to Keisha Cole, Evelyn Ratliff, Jeffrey Day, Mia Malcolm, and my son Tyler Times in the comment. Say, where your headphones at? I hear a lot of rock, paper, scissors tonight. I don't know if that's you. Oh, it might be.
That ain't me.
Air Chris up there.
Oh,
listen.
man, I don't know what you're talking about.
All right.
Up well, I ain't coming down.
Nightly. Listen, first off, before we go any farther, I want to really celebrate my position as my mom's favorite child. And having the position, I just want to make sure that she's celebrated today. Hey, Tesla Fugaro, listen, we have somebody in the comments, man. She's a powerhouse. You see her on all the political outlets, but she a beast by herself. So I didn't went off course, but Tez, listen, bro, anything that go on in the community, that's one of the realest voices that's out there. She on Twitter, but you can catch her on a lot of those political media outlets. She about the realest voice we have. So shout out to Tez for joining in. Hey guys, my mom today is her birthday, and I just want to tell her happy birthday because she's so humble. She had me, and she really finds a way to remain humble, to have such an accomplishment and not let it deter her from preaching the Lord's work is amazing. I'm the great kid. Norman's the trouble kid. Chris is probably the most, I don't even know what kind of son. Chris makes me the good son. You know what I mean? Zay is Listen. So I am my mom's favorite son. So happy birthday to the lady we call Bishop Vicky Wright.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Birthday, Mom.
From your most aggravating son. We love you. We love you.
I'm glad you took that crown from me. You are great, Chris.
Exactly. She on a mission to get me saved too.
Listen,
All of us.
it used to always be Zay, and now it's Chris. I love it. Keep up the great job.
I really feel good with Chris on. With Chris on, I'm like the good child for real. I don't know, man. It just does wonders for me, man. Listen, I want to first I'm gonna go to the show and hype it up first, man. We all got a music background except for the ladies, man.
Amen.
He's singing the shower. He's singing the shower.
Yeah,
Bob Marley.
I don't know. He sang when it's Jamaican night. He put them jeans on with a glitter on the front.
You bought a t-shirt.
He turned into Bob Marley. Prayers out in the for the culture, man. Last couple of days, everybody around the world, especially our culture, has been shaken off. We've been everybody's thrown off, man. We've watched this man control the whole world. We've seen this man fight his demons. We've seen him talk about his demons, but he's one of the most prolific writers that rap has ever seen. Man, you could say that he ruled a whole decade by himself. And the thing that I love about him, Jay, and some of the older rappers, man, is how transparent they are now, just talking about their life, the struggles, their blueprint, and how they overcome. And I think hearing the news of DMX suffering an overdose and being on life support is something that all of us can really feel. As of this afternoon, about an hour ago, he still has lung and heart failure, and he's showing little to no brain activity. But if anybody can come back and pull back, I gotta say DMX got that in him. You know, just to hear the brother, his messages, his podcast lately, just talking about so much, it's inspiring. And I really been praying for that dude, man. I want to do a clip just to show the young people like my son who don't have no idea the magnitude of what this man had in the rap culture, man. So then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna go to Chris Leo. Let's talk about it. Now, I don't know if you looked at that crowd. Well, I don't know how many people Jesus fed, but I think DMX was rapping to more than that, because that is about 50,000 people in the crowd right now going wild. I don't know how many rappers could say that. So, hey, man, prayers up to DMX, part of the Def Jam family, bro. I swear, I promise you I'm praying for you. Because I know if you come out of this, man, you're going to be powerful. You're going to have a real message to give everybody. Chris Leo.
Yeah, you guys really should pay attention to that crowd, because we may not never see anything like that again due to this virus that's going on. But I want to give a big shout out to DMX too, and I rarely say the prayers thing because, you know, sometimes I think it's cliche, but because some people say they send in prayers and they never actually do, and this is something that I actually was going to do. I'm going to send prayers, because this rapper was extremely influential, and that don't come along all the time. I can remember when I first heard this song. I remember who I was with when I first heard the album. I remember being so excited to hear the album after hearing Get At Me Dog. When my brother stole it out of the mall, or the CD store out of the mall, we sat back and listened to it, the whole thing, man. And there's few albums that you could play where it's top to bottom is a good album, and so much energy and so much feeling that came out of DMX music. And the thing about it always had a devil song. It always had a God song on every album. it always had poetry on every album. This was a time where they gave you full albums, not just a couple of good songs. This is when you played your album on road trips when you drove. He made that type of music, man, and it transcend not just New York. It was all in Florida, because it was a time where we were wearing bandanas on our head and barking and stuff like that because of this man reach, man. So I definitely want to. My brother said he barred it for a while, but yeah, I remember my brother actually put me up on DMX because my brother listened to all type of music. I was more at that point in time. I was listening to more New York music because I was I was rapping and things like that. But my brother put me up on him, and I loved the first album, the second album. I can go on and on about X. So I hope everything works out for the brother, and I hope he pulls through. I understand how substance abuse can wreck a person. I understand that. I have had to deal with that myself. So prayers up to you, my brother. Prayers up to you.
Hey, Super Mario Senior.
Well, just like Chris, I wasn't really into the New York music. Then Mario put me up on DMX too. I think him playing it, telling me just to listen to the lyrics and the CD, and then I can always, if somebody tell me who I respect to listen to something, I always listen with an open ear, to try to see what they're talking about. A lot of times, I didn't want to have a thesaurus or a dictionary to listen to music, and if you listen to up north music, then that's what it really was. There's a whole bunch of adjectives and just verbs and just a whole bunch of stuff together on a beat that didn't rock. But then DMX came through and you felt something, you know what I'm saying? And then also I respected it because he was one of the people who I had seen in my life living out his trials and tribulations. And you could see that it was a physical battle within him with, I want to do right by God, but the devil is the best. But I feel good when I'm doing right with the devil. And I think as no matter how dark he got, he always gave God praise, but he never left out that, bro, I love hanging out with the devil. Like I love hanging, like this is fun. This is it. I love it. But I know I should be here. And I think so many of us go through the same thing. It's so fun to do the stuff that we call secular, you know what I'm saying? But we all trying to get to that place where we know we should be. You know what I'm saying? Like Chris said, I know a lot of times clichely we say, hey, I'm gonna pray for you. But it's a couple people who I don't know who I actually prayed for. And then DMX is one of them. But not only because he going through this transition, because if God take him, but just because I didn't want to see him go until I felt like he won the fight to the point where he wanted to win it. You know what I'm saying? I think he was trying to get back to where he wanted to be or where he will feel good with himself all this time. And I hate to see him go. And I think, because that's just my opinion, that he didn't get to that place where he wanted to be as just free person. You know what I'm saying? And that's just all I got to say. All of us gonna keep praying for DMX.
Hey, before I go to Zabo, one of the things that and that's what I wanted to double back on after Zay was, we all have a struggle. We all have our cross to bear. We've had things that happen in our lifetime. Some people overcome it. Some people don't. The clip that I shared with y'all a couple of weeks ago, and we had a local story here that broke 3 days ago about a teacher and a child. And you just hear all of that stuff, man, and it makes you angry. You want them beheaded. But for him to say the person he looked up to at 14 is the person that, put him on that path, like, I can't even say exploited him, but gave him a joint that was laced with the crack that will end up putting him on that journey. And to be 14 and innocent, and you looking up to this person that's 30 years old, man, that, I don't know if it's the addiction or just the betrayal. Like, the man cried on air and said, why would you do that to a kid? And a lot of those demons, it's almost like you recruiting. You put this man on this path. That's the story that I have an issue with. So I can only imagine what it's done to DMX. Ladies, man.
Man, X the truth. I think I can remember Big Mark and Steve introducing us to DMX on the back of Steve's truck. Late at night, we'd be out the door on 30th Street, which is what was that? It's dark and hell is hot. I can't even remember the lyrics to the song. I just remember the beat. Either give me or give me death. So my soul rest. I can't even remember it. I just remember Steve would play it back to back to back. And we were like, what the hell is that? Why are you listening to New York music? We're from Florida. But it grew on us. And if straddling the fence was a person, it'd be a DMX, because every album, like you said, has been both a mix of Christ and devil activity, and it was turbulent, but you can always tell that he had a great calling on his life, because he's always been fighting from the music that we heard and then we got a chance to listen to. It was just evident, even in Belly, because Belly was such a big movie for us.
Man.
And inside of that, what did they have him with the satanic ritual, where you can see even when he played up to the pastor, he played his role so well because he knew it so well. But like you said, with that cross to bear, we don't know what his is, but he's definitely an influential piece. You made reference to Jesus and the multitude. That was a huge crowd that he had rocking. And like you said, for us to be from down south and for us to be rocking bandanas and growling like a dog and wearing chains around our neck because a guy from New York did it, that's pretty powerful stuff. So definitely want to give real prayers up to the dog, not just those superficial ones, and hopefully he comes up out of it. But as Mario said, if the Lord does take him, then he did what he was supposed to do, because he's been doing some good work as of late. The words that he's been dropping, I know one that he gave me myself was during the verses with him and Snoop, when he talked about the definition of friends and why he's that person and things like that. It stuck out to me. So I don't know, man. I pray the best for DMX.
All right. Well, it was interesting. I'm not being funny, but the man on TV was larger than life. In the movie, is larger than life. You see DMX. DMX is not tall at all. I think that's the one thing that's going to have you like, wait a minute. This Joker is not tall at all. He's a little guy. But I appreciate what he's done for the culture. And that is big. All right. Hey, I want to move on to something else, man. I'm going to go to this about brands. I'm going to talk about brands first. And I really need to ask y'all a question. Do we have any brand rules on here? Is there anything we can't do? Anything that'll get me kicked off a show? Do y'all understand that y'all have a brand now?
Well,
Y'all understand y'all got a brand?
We're in the council culture, so anything can get you kicked out now.
Well, listen, this weekend, Paul Pierce, retired NBA superstar, TV analyst, I don't know what he was feeling. He chose to go live with a couple behinds in the background shaking and doing, making money for college and stuff like that. And he got fired this afternoon. Listen, he's a charity comes in many forms. And this afternoon, Paul Pierce was let go for that video of him in his home on his off day, shooting a video with a bunch of young hardworking college students shaking their behinds for money. Right? The bigger issue is they starving, but we're not gonna get caught up in that. Okay. Y'all understand brands? What did y'all think about that story? And do y'all recognize how important brands are starting to become? Chris Leo.
Yeah, I recognize how important brands are becoming, but at the same time, man, I don't know if that should be a fireable offense. I hope that it's the gambling that is the one that got him fired and not the women, because the women, I don't understand how that would be a fireable offense. But the gambling, maybe the gambling is illegal, and that's probably what got him fired. I'm hoping that that's what it was. But at the same time, no, I don't think that's a fireable offense. But again, you got to watch yourself now in these times. Like we live in these times, it's a push for everyone else to be able to express themselves freely and openly and without any hate. But other people can't do it. Once you increase their freedoms, you take away freedoms from other people. So I don't know. We're just living in a time where I guess you got to be careful, and I don't know. But I don't think that was a fireable offense.
Yeah, we living in Babylon. Hey, ladies, man, you ready?
Craig, how you get fired on your day off?
Day off.
Damn. I still don't think that was a smart move for him to have done. But dang, Paul, you got to do better than that, man. You can't. I can't even agree with you. It's all great and fine and dandy that you do it, but you actually did it on camera and you got a good top paying job. What are you doing? What type of example you said now?
I'm going somewhere with this.
Can't wrap my head around it. Where you going, my guy?
I'm going with it. Blade, Super Mario. I'm gonna show you where I'm going with after Mario.
Well, I think that people always got to, we talk about accountability on this show, and a lot of times when we because he had a contract with ESPN, who is owned by Disney, who we understand that I'm pretty sure with some kind of clause in there that that you can't do certain things because you represent the entity that you signed the contract for. I'm pretty sure Paul Pierce played in the NBA a lot of years, so he's used to these kind of contracts that says you represent us at all forms and all facets. So to live that life is cool. Do your thing. But to post it was idiotic. That's when you lost me. Because, bro, you're grown. You're not a child. You're not 20. You're grown. And you played in the NBA, I don't know how many seasons, but it was over 10. So you know, and you've been used to dealing with this kind of stuff, like living in the back shadows and enjoying your escapades in darkness. But then you chose to say, you know what? You retired. You're rich. You don't have to work for another person again. So you could have been home free, not working, and had 20,000 strippers living it up. But then you want to go back and work for ESPN, who is owned by Disney, and sign that contract again. So if you want to live that life, my brother, you should have just gone ahead and lived out your life. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, it was just idiotic. It was like stupid. Like, if you wanted to live that life, just quit. You don't have to get fired. Just quit. Fuck that shit. Go live.
Hey, you need to talk directly to Tyler when you saying this. I mean, TTD Tito. He's tuned in right now. You need to talk to him, Hardy, because it's important what you post online, young player. It is important what you post online, young player. I'm not trying to tell you, I'm not trying to preach to you, because anything that you've done, I done probably did it worse. But at the same time, my brother, you live in a time, you came up in this time. You have to be careful with what you post online. It can get you going.
You're a representation of what you post.
Oh, it comes back on you. But this is my point where I'm going with it. Right now, when we first started out, we want to control. We're not on spot. We don't. If we was to go to Spotify, Apple, our show would be a contractual deal where we take the show. But we own this show. We own the rights. We don't have a lot of media outlets. BET sold BET to Viacom, right? And Viacom is really I ain't gonna say 100%, but it's a Jewish company, right? Jewish run company. We don't have any. Man, screw that. We don't have any media outlets.
All right, Slick Cannon.
Well, I never pull a Nick Cannon. Listen, we don't have any media outlets, and what I'm trying to prove is Paul Pierce did that. They got rid of him, right? I ain't gonna talk about Disney because Disney, I see some hypocrisy in what they do, right? If he would have had some sugarcane dancers in the background, a little X riding a pony in the background, he still have a job. That's another story. But the reason I said that is the biggest thing in war is communication. If you don't have no communication, you're probably gonna lose a war. So when I say that, Deshaun Watson, we are not endorsing sexual assault in any way. What we're saying is you're watching even how we kind of push the narrative before even giving the man the right to justice, the right to investigation. There was another, and I don't know his name, I'm going to ask Chris tell it. Deshaun Watson has, since he decided that he wanted to leave and go to another team, all of a sudden, all these sexual assault allegations have came out of nowhere. And they in front of your face every day. It's like prime time news. And some of them already been proved to be unfounded, but they're in front of the TV every day. And they killing the man. They've already killed his brand. They've already depleted his stock. You know, now he's going to be labeled as a troubled player or worse for the rest of his life. They're going to, when they say Deshaun Watson, they're going to say, you remember Deshaun Watson, who was accused of blank sexual allegations? It is like modern day lynching how they do this when a white player just 2 weeks ago I don't even know his name. He had Monday Night Raw on a woman, and you heard little to nothing about that conversation. So I was saying that's why it's important to have your own media outlets, because a lot of these news stations are tied into the teams, tied into these PR firms, so they make sure that these stories get filtered and they protect their brand. So when I seen that, it's not even the first time that you've seen something like this. So until we get our media outlets, I think you're going to have trouble. Chad Wheeler is the player's name. So when I seen that, it's just frustrating to see that even seeing us sharing the story has been hard. I'm not saying Deshaun Watson is innocent. I'm just saying we can't give an investigation before we go out here and destroy somebody's legacy or their career or their family. So I'm gonna go to Super Mario Senior, then to Chris.
Well, I think that most of the allegations that Deshaun is getting blamed for is the Robert Kraft. It's that happy ending. So he was going to establishments, accepting happy endings. So, and I always say this, that, I feel what Horace is saying, and I understand what he's saying, but I always, right now, as I have a son, every day, I try to plan out, like, what I'm going to say to him, when I'm going to say it to him, and how I'm going to say it to him as he navigates through this world as a young man. And one thing I always want him to understand is that you are different, period. That you're not going to get treated like your counterparts. I stay in a mixed neighborhood. It's got white people in it, Chinese people, everybody in it. So I'm pretty sure my son is going to go to school with a mixed crowd. We're going to have to tell him every day, don't look at them and say, well, they did it. That's not going to be good enough for me. You can't do it. You don't think you can do it. You're never going to be able to do it. So what Chad Wheeler did is what most people do, what Robert Kraft did. Because Robert Kraft had allegations. They got swept on the rug. Bill Cosby had allegations. He's in federal prison. So how many times does this have to happen until we say, dang, I guess I can't do what the other white people do? No, bro, you can't. So stop doing it. The second thing is, I always tell people that a lot of times when you're looking at situations like this, you be like, bro, 22 people came out. 22 people, right? So at what point of this life do you say, after the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, do you say, bro, excuse my French right now. Bro, let me leave these hoes alone, bro, and kind of like back up for a minute and just settle down for a minute and get myself together. Because I might not be doing nothing, but whatever I'm doing, they don't hit the back line on me and say, hey, Deshaun Walker, your shit, he's sweet. Hit him with a lawsuit. Whatever it is, it's a conglomerate against your ass right now. So you need to chill out, bro. Just a little bit. Just pump the brakes a little bit. I'm not saying go all Paul Pierce and order a bunch of strippers. I'm just saying, bro, get you a little team, a little 2 or 3, and just go ahead. And if you don't want to settle down for a minute, because, bro, I'm sorry, 22 is a lot. And if 22 people say that means, bro, they're just, hey, you slept with Deshaun? Hey, call his lawyer. You slept with Deshaun? Hey, call the lawyer. You slept with Deshaun? Come on, bro.
Payday.
You gotta be
22 ain't nothing. What? Is a check out there? Girl, call his lawyer. Chris Leo.
Oh, man. I think that I hope this ain't what we come to, where we weaponize women. I hope that's not what it is. As a father of a daughter, I have to take a step back and say, I want it to be okay and normalize women coming out and speaking against sexual abuse. I totally want to do that. I have a sister, I have a daughter, mother, all that. But at the same time, I do not want women to be weaponized against a man. And I think that I don't want to make assumptions, but I think that this has something to do with that organization, him wanting to leave, and that's just really unfortunate. Like, so I don't know I don't know what it is. And like hard to say, man, we gotta at some point we have to understand that we live in a totally different world, and we have to operate and navigate this world in a totally unique fashion, which we've always done. We was getting married during slavery. We the one created the Underground Railroad and everything like that. So, we have to navigate things in a totally different situation. What's going on? How you doing? All right. But yeah, we got to navigate things in a totally different way.
What's up, bro?
I'm tired.
35,
Man,
35 floors up.
Yeah.
that's
So,
what's happening.
Man.
hey, go, Zay. What do you think? What do you think, Zay?
Definitely attack.
Yeah,
Man,
Chris.
I don't know, Deshaun.
You better know
Just like
something, ladies, man.
You better know something. Zay. Don't pull that one on me
No,
tonight.
Call your ass a ladies, man. You better know
Yeah.
something.
I know
No.
that I ain't gonna do that. It ain't gonna be 22 allegations on me about no foolishness. That I do know.
It can be. It can
No.
be.
Yeah. So that sounds like a setup. Again, my guy, Deshaun, I don't know, man. Chad, whip on women. They don't hear about it. Deshaun, it's a lot of allegations, and none of them is founded. But he got to fight. That's crazy, and it's not even fair because you have hardcore evidence against Chad, and he doesn't get the publicity that Deshaun gets. So, like you said, Mario, when you teaching in this world, you definitely gotta teach that your color means something, and you gotta govern yourself accordingly. And I think that Deshaun needs to do so. I don't know.
Can I keep it 100? Not being militant. From Mike Tyson to when it comes to major athletes, it seems like that either a rape charge comes, a murder charge comes, and they find a way to try to put us in prison. A lot of athletes have went through that, even the best ones. So maybe I'm biased because I just feel like it is a little skeptical. I didn't even use the term that Chris saying weaponized, but let's be honest. I told y'all about rape cases when I was in the industry where girls would claim rape just to get a check. You know what I mean? And that became a thing for a long time. I'm a claim rape. The attorney's gonna settle. I just got me a check. I'm out of there, and it started turning into a major thing. That's what I'm saying, and that's what bothers me about the story. Listen, I'm not taking up for Bill Cosby, but he probably did that. But the one he went to jail for was not the one he should have went to jail for. You know what I mean? But I don't want to talk about that. I'm just saying we gotta at least say, come on, man. Some of this is
Aaliyah Taylor is her name. That's the victim of Chad Wheeler. Aaliyah Taylor. That was his wife, and I think it's important for us to say her name.
Say it again. Hold on.
Aaliyah.
Let me just bring one thing. So let me paint a picture too. So Chad beat his what?
Wife.
Right.
African American.
Yes, black wife.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it got swept up under the
No, wait a
rug.
minute. It's girlfriend. It was
His girlfriend.
Yeah.
Brutally, scars and everything.
Yeah. Beat her. And when you look at the allegations, the first 5 suits that was filed against Deshaun was massage parlors. Like actually, he went in there, he hollering at massage people on Instagram, trying to get happy endings. So the first thing you got to do is understand who your references are coming from.
Don't put
Because
it in
whoever's
rape.
sending you to these massage parlors are killing you, bro. They're killing you, bro.
Mm.
They're setting you back one massage parlor at a time. Holler at Robert Kraft. Whatever he know, you need to know. Go ahead.
Because he got out scot-free.
And
Right.
don't put it
Yeah,
in writing, big dummy. I'm just saying. So listen, guys. What I'm going to keep going down this road, right? And you know what? I don't know which one I want to address first. I don't know if I want to talk about the Old Town Road that I never went down. I never endorsed the song. But last week, the trending news was this new music artist with the little hit that is pretty much cultivating and celebrating. I don't know if he's exploiting it, devil culture. And the alleged shoes that he was going to produce last year, the 666 shoe, they were going to make 666 pairs. And the shoes were supposed to have blood in the sole and all that stuff. And I thought it was ridiculous. I thought it was evil, but I was amazed at how much publicity that it actually got. And Nike stepped in, filed a lawsuit because they were promoted as a Nike custom shoe that was going to be coming out. So Nike shut that down because you're not going to play with their brand like that. But Tyler says the shoes sold out. I didn't even know they went on sale. But it's amazing. It's amazing what's being pushed and what's not being pushed. in the culture. I'm gonna ask what y'all thoughts was on that before we go farther. Ladies, man.
Amazing. Still one from a boy Hardy. That's crazy. They made jokes about the man being gay, and the man went immediately from being gay to devil worshiping, which we know go hand in hand. And everything just so out.
He took it to
That's
new heights.
That's crazy. Well, Hardy said this from day one. They have organization. So when you got organization, you can make waves. And that's exactly what he did. I don't really have nothing too much to say. I don't follow him. I never went down that Old Town Road. And I just think that the whole fact that the shoe deal thing that he even got was outlandish, but that's the times we're in. He landed it. You gonna do? That's crazy.
Chris Leo.
Let me hear what Hardy got to say.
Tyler's, if you look at what Tyler's saying, that's exactly what I heard when I walked into the Nike outlet. A dude was in there talking about it, and I overheard the conversation. It was like, man, that shoe sold out in seconds. They sold 666 pair before they could even refresh the page. So understand, it's a need for this to be cured. And then it's crazy how, because what he's saying, as you know, I'm very religious, and what he's saying has so much truth though, because what he's saying is that right now, y'all saying we have freedom of speech and everything. And then remember what Michael Jordan said, even these Republicans buy shoes. So I'm showing you that it's a need for this shoe. Within seconds, I sold out. And then the dude in the Nike show said, bro, every time it's not a day go by that people don't come in this store asking where can I get those shoes from. So even though we might think it's blasphemous and crazy as hell, it's crazy that Nike, like you said, once again, will stand with all the other LGBTQ, you know what I'm saying? They'll stand with Nas X on that. But as soon as he cross over to the devil, they just get off that boat and shut it down. That's hypocritical to me. And even though I agree with them shutting the shoe down, because I don't believe the devil gets no play in this house, but I do believe that is hypocritical. And his comments that he came out with was actually a fact.
Leo.
I'm perplexed by this whole situation, like the complete situation. I've never seen the video. I've never been a fan of Buddy or anything like that. But I'm shocked by the whole thing. I'm shocked that Nike filed a lawsuit when they had no problem with the Jesus shoe coming out that had a bit of holy water in it. But they never filed a lawsuit a lawsuit about that. They filed a lawsuit about the Satan shoe. And the part of the Satan shoe confuses me because I don't know. Now, Hardy, you know this better than I do, but there's no description of the Bible in the Bible of a red-faced horned devil. So we made up this image, and I see a lot of times when we get upset about the image of Jesus being white, we say we denounce that and we just get rid of that. But where's this image? We created the same image of devil. So when we put him, when we say this is the devil, how do we know? How do we know this is how Satan looked? There's no evidence that says this. We said that he was in hell. A lot of people put him in hell from his choices of sexuality. A lot of people put him in hell. So then he do a video with what we call as hell, which we have no idea how it looks. We say something about that. So it's like, I'm not a fan. I'm not a personal fan, but at the same time, I think a lot of times it's hypocritical, and it can be it's perplexing to me that what's going on in this situation. And even with the Bible verse, man, let me see. Let me look it up again. The Bible verse says, "I saw Satan fall like lightning from heaven." Isn't that that's a bad thing? Like I don't see I don't see what the big outrage about this. We don't know that the devil looks like this. We created this. We have no idea. I think that the little that I know about the Bible, I thought the devil was described as a beautiful angel. So that's all I know.
Well, it's going to be interesting because, Chris has been asking for a show on religion for quite some time, which will be right up my alley because I have always been the child that gave my mom the headache. But me and Chris in one room together seems to do so much, makes her go gray. I think we do have to talk about religion at some point. We got to talk about hypocrisy. We got to talk about some of the stuff traditionally that we just repeat and we say, and we once know that it has no validity. Why do we continue to embrace some of the stuff? You know, one thing I've always said in Christianity, I just feel like there's a lot of people that follow the weak, meek Jesus and not knowing that the same Jesus would flip a table over and whip a few people. So I don't really like that image of timid Christians or soft Christians and whatnot. But it also is political. In this country, whether you're Democrat or Republican, you have a fight right now between liberals and conservatives. And that's really what the gay thing is becoming. Listen, I'm sorry, because I love speaking me. I don't care what a person does with their body and what they do in their home. However, I will say that I was offended and insulted when Joe Biden, who you know is not my president, said that that transgender rights is the new civil rights issue of our time. And he's wasted no time in doing all these transgender laws. And it's amazing that Black people are still fighting for equality in so many different markets. The housing market, I can tell y'all, boy, man, banking, housing, jobs, career, boy, there's so much prejudice and racism intertwined inside that this supremacy, white supremacy is a system. So, you know, to see him say so much about transgender, saying that, and you seeing girls that have trained for hours get beat by a dude, you know, that says he want to identify as a dude. That's a whole nother show. But that thing is becoming a bigger issue because this week the governor, look at Major League Baseball, the All-Star game has been in Atlanta for I don't even know how many years. And now you're seeing, once again, politicians they're trying to make it almost seem like it's a fight between good and evil, you know, and it's actually starting to invade sports. So with Governor, after Georgia pulled off their stunt and that urban area around Fulton and all those inner cities around Atlanta is what gave the election that turn. I told y'all months ago, don't think that Republicans ain't going to step back in and shake the game up. So with your new voter rights and these bills, they making sure that what happened last time not going to happen again. So not to ramble on, you're seeing politics invade sports. And I don't know if y'all really understand what's going on, but the next election, y'all might be in for a rude awakening. But I do have to say, I just hate that African Americans are still fighting for so many rights, and to see us get jumped over once again, and see a president, I just don't have no respect for the dude. You know, I'm waiting for Kamala to take her position and see what she do for us. Who want to grab it first?
Not me. That's for damn sure. Not me.
It came out wrong. Paul. Hey, Mario.
Yeah, I damn sure don't want to grab it first, but I'll go first. I think what you said, you had a lot of good points in there, but I think a lot of times it's Joe's fault, right? That this happened. But we understand we're the United States of America.
Right.
And the governors run their state as they see fit. So we understand that right now Kemp is in desperation. He understands the momentum that Stacey has and how the Democratic Party is showing up and showing out in Atlanta. Because let's just say that's what it is. We can say Georgia all we want to. It's Atlanta and the surrounding cities. And he's doing everything in his powers that he should, to stop it. Just because I don't agree with it, I can respect your method. I understand you're doing everything to save your job and to keep the powers that be that put you in your job at ease. You already seen your mentor get thrown out and get caught slipping, who is Donald Trump. So now you're doing everything to keep yourself there and to build back up that great pride that the Republican Party had. But my question is to us. Okay, so we see this blatant attack on Atlanta and the surrounding cities of Georgia. So the blacks in Florida, Georgia, Alabama, South Carolina, Mississippi, North Carolina, what's going on? Like, That's what I was saying when we had this first conversation. Then we wasn't prepared. We didn't come with a plan. The LGBT community, we know they had a plan, and now they got their foot on the back of your neck, and they pushing and pushing and pushing. Ice Cube had a plan. Haven't heard nothing about Cube plan again. Everybody had all these plans, and we did in great Negro fashion. We talked about, we got mad, we raised up, and we did all that stuff. And then what happened? Then we said, well, you know what? Kamala gonna be our saving grace, and she's going right along with Joe. But once it began, because the power come from us. At the end of the day, it's us. Like right now, Stacey Abrams is having these meetings right now. And I want to give a shout to her, because if you stay in Atlanta, you know she is working. Well, her, Killer Mike, Jeezy, I'm talking about T.I., I'm talking about rappers. People always give rappers a bad. They are moving and shaking here. They are working. But at some point, it's the whole black nation in the United States going to just always put their back on Atlanta. So it's always going to be Atlanta job at all points. So all the black people in the world just going to say, hey, Atlanta, save us again. Save us again. Save us again. So when is the people in the fight going to go to other states to say, hey, Atlanta, we see they got their foot on y'all neck. So while they trying to when they putting all their powers to beat y'all down, we going to rise up. Hey, Atlanta, we see they putting your foot on your neck over here. Let us rise up. When is that going to happen? Because if they only got to beat Atlanta, that's going to be an easy defeat for us. That's going to be easy defeat. We need some movement and some stuff going on, because right now, every Republican and all these people, they're zooming in on Atlanta right now. Like Horace said they was going to do, they're doing it. They sending all the help and all the resources to do what they can to quiet where the fire is. So how about we start some other fires? So you can't just focus all in one spot, and then maybe we can overcome and have a real breakthrough. That's just what I see from right now, as we entering into the Joe era. Because and once I said, I'm never gonna give him no credit, because I really feel like he has done nothing right now. But he did exactly what I expected him to do. He's doing like any businessman would do, supply and demand. The people who supplying him the most have demands, and he's meeting them. We don't bring nothing to him except for emotion and free votes. So as long as we keep giving out free votes off emotion, what do he owe us?
Damn, Mario, that's one. Boy, you said what you said. That's 100 there.
Yeah.
Like Christopher Leo.
Well, first I want to give you guys an update. The score over the national championship is Baylor 29, Gonzaga 14. Baylor kicking ass. But I don't know how to follow up with Harder, because that was, very insightful. But I do want to take it on a different angle. About the MLB taking the game out of Atlanta. I think it's symbolic and it's good for show, but I don't know what the NLB done to support us in general. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a great showing, but how often what's the percentages of head coaches in baseball? What is the percentages of owners in baseball? What is the percentages of high-paying jobs in baseball? Right now, baseball has out of the major sports, has the lowest amount of black people in there. And I don't know about you guys, but I've never seen Major League Baseball make a true push for inner city youth or the black community at any. Maybe when we was young, because that was when we was into Ken Griffey Jr., Big Hurt, and all those other things. Nike was making shoes for them, and we was wearing them and things like that. But for the last 20 years, I don't see NBA baseball making any strides to connect with us and do anything for us. I think this is a grandstanding, possibly. I think this is just to get some promo, but I don't know if it's any validity to this. That they really, really care about our community and about these voters' rights? I just don't think so. Because I think that most of these people, they benefit from if the Republican Party is in power. So, again, I don't want to go over what Hardy went over, because that was, greatly put. But I want to just look at it through that lens. I think it's a great showing what baseball did, but I want more substance to this. If you really care, get into our neighborhoods. If you really care, give us high paying jobs and coaching jobs and just let us benefit off of your platform a lot more. That's what I got.
Hey, now, can I say one more thing before Zay go, two to go? Well, see, I think the problem with what Chris just highlighted is a good problem. See, what happened is when our grandfathers and stuff went, we was playing baseball, but then they start going overseas, and then when you get like 50-some% of baseball is white, 30-some% is Hispanic, then like 7, I think, or 8% is black, and then 3 is Orient, you know what I'm saying, Asian
Yeah.
or Orient. Like, so now it's like, why do they have to care about us when the same athletics that you got from dealing with us and our civil rights? Now I can go to Cuba, Dominican Republic, or one of those places where people want to come to America and they'll play for whatever. And then over there, as traveling over there, you see that baseball is God over there. So now I'm not competing with a black guy who has to go play football one season and baseball the next season. They playing nothing but baseball year round. And for a person who played baseball is not one of them sports you could take seasons off like that. Every now and then you get a Deion Sanders who's just an amazing athlete. And I don't think people understand how amazing that is. But that's amazing. It's a technique sport. It's an eye contact. That's a repetition sport. Like hand out, like you
coordination.
One year off of that, and you can be totally lost. Can't locate the ball. So I think that right now they don't have no real reason to even give a damn about us right now. Because if all black people just say, if the black people with the population we got right now say, damn MLB, they still will be successful.
But I think that we should, and you as a father of a young son, I think that I always tell black fathers of young sons I push baseball on them. You have a 6 to 7% black in baseball. That they're an organization that does not have a salary cap, so you can leave straight from high school. There's no rules against leaving straight from high school. You can leave straight from high school and go to the pros. And even if you don't go to the pros, they have single A, double A, triple A. And even in the lowest division, some of those guys are making $300K a year. So you can actually make a good living playing baseball, $300K, and you're not even in the major league. So I think that any black players, any black fathers that have young sons, look into baseball. It's no salary cap. They can play you exactly anything they want to pay you. They can pay you that. And it's the only thing is, like Hardy said, you're not going to be able to play basketball and you're not going to be able to play football because the seasons run congruent through both of those seasons. And baseball is more of a sport that's played all year round. But again, when I see the blacks that's in baseball, they seem to really, really excel. So black fathers, something to think about.
Key, black fathers.
Ladies man.
Horace, you said something about politics starting to play a part in sports, and I think they've always played a part in sports. You know how quickly we forget about Colin Kaepernick and the whole fiasco that surrounded that, even though it wasn't, the National Baseball League or Major League Baseball. But when you pop this question to us about, the National Baseball League actually canceling events in Georgia, my first mindset was, what the hell is that going to prove? I mean, outside of that revenue stream, and I do understand the importance of dollars, and dollars do get attention. I think, like Chris said, it's a grandstanding. What are y'all trying to do? Y'all ain't said nothing else. Y'all just removed an event. Okay, so what? What's next? Do you agree? Don't you agree? Say something. Or again, like Hardy would always say, we don't have a plan. How quickly they dismantle Q. But the LGBT, they keep their foot right on old Joe neck. And we don't have anything to even say, come to the table with us. And I saw Adrian made mention of a Zoom meeting that they did. And that's crazy because it's so quickly we forget when Cube did step to them and say that he had a plan. Hear me out. We'll talk to you after the election. It's after the election. Shit's still going on. So I'm not moved about them canceling an event. So what? Cancel all that shit. You ask me. Do something.
DJ Scratch a lot.
They got on a paper shirt.
Maybe. I borrowed it for you.
Let's be real though. Listen, I played football, I played basketball, right? In school, we laughed at the boys playing baseball. We didn't have nobody saying play baseball. I can name you 2 kids from my school that were awful. They could barely run, and they I know one of them got $100,000 contract, or he wouldn't play baseball. I think it was like the Expos, but he didn't even play baseball. He went to college, but they gave him money to retain his rights. Bro, I didn't know baseball existed like that. Like ain't nobody tell us about baseball. You know what I mean? When Tyler was playing lacrosse or something, what's the little thing with the little hockey there? Tyler was amazing, and I'm looking like I'm going to support him. I don't understand it. You know how many scholarships because they're looking for African Americans to play lacrosse and baseball and all this stuff.
Ivy League schools too.
Mhm.
Yeah, Tyler was amazing at baseball until he got beamed in the head one day. Thought I almost lost my son. I thought he took a fast ball to the head. So,
You
but
lost.
Pause.
wow, okay. Listen, so but Chris is right. You got kids coming from third world country. I don't care what you and these dudes are making $100 million contract. Most of them stay right here in Palm Beach and Gardens and Jupiter and Boca. And they even the most sorriest player is making about $8 to $20 million a year. So man, like Sandra was saying, right now in Riviera Beach, we have a major problem. People are going everywhere outside the city. Back in the day, it was a privilege to play football or basketball or baseball in Riviera Beach Parks and Recs. Our parks and recreation don't even exist anymore.
Yeah, but then you got to put some of that on the parents too. You can't make it hard for coaches. You can't make it hard for referees. You can't come there and make it a poor environment. I've been in coaching. Sometimes it's a lot of pressure comes from the parents. And when you take that kid to, I don't want to say Palm Beach Gardens, it may be a little different of a vibe. So we got to, as parents, as a community, we got to make it so this is a great place for youth athletics. We got to make it so it's a safe place for youth athletics. We have to pour more into youth athletics, and that's coming from a coaching background. And I don't mean to toot my own horn, but boop, 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 I sent my second basketball player that I coached D1 this weekend. Devin Hines went to Lafayette. I got one Dante Moses at Radford. I was looking at a study, and the study showed your 6th grade travel basketball coach is the most influential man in your life. I'm just saying.
Damn.
And just
What
last
was the
week,
seventh
you was
grade
shooting yourself in the foot.
Hey, good job though, for real, because that's the kind of
Yeah.
stuff that's gonna get highlighted, man. That makes sense because they're gonna remember that. Because I see a lot of times in Hall of Fame speeches, I'll go all the way back to that. And they'll be saying my coach and you know what I'm saying? Because those words you said to them kids, I'm pretty sure they're gonna go a long ways, man. Salute that.
Yeah, Chris, and you're a good coach. You're a good coach and a trainer. I really did not like ever playing with Chris because
No, but you actually came to one of my games, man. I
Fundamental.
appreciate that. I really, really appreciate that. I think we were playing at Duncan Middle School, and Horace came and supported me, and he brought like 3 people. Well, Ashley and Kayana, but he brought people to come to see me, man. And I really, really appreciate that. I never thank you for that, but yeah, you did come. I think Zay came to a game also. Well,
I
but
did.
he came when I was in the I think I was in Tate's gym. He came to a game. Yeah, I appreciate y'all supporting me. Already, well, you was in Atlanta, but I appreciate y'all coming to support me while I was coaching.
Hey,
At the time, my brother.
we brothers, man. That's what it's all about. Hey, before we go, man, because we said it was gonna be a short show. My Gonzaga is now only down by 12 or 10 now. So never take your eyes off God or the basket. Hey, last night they had a versus the other night, so I don't want to be too funny, man. The Isaac Brothers and Earth, Wind, and Fire was on for 3 hours. Perms was sweated out. Steve Harvey talked all night, but I don't know if y'all caught that. Did y'all catch it?
that's why I wore his hat.
Darker than that.
Brother?
Oh my boy. Hello there. It was
Yeah.
killing him.
You gotta appreciate, man. We take it for granted. Frankie Beverly and Mays, we don't have those groups coming out no more. That's the last of the bands. Like them boys sat there and just hit after hit after hit. I can't even think of a band right now besides Bruno Mars all over the place that's really playing old school live music. Shout out to Kim, your cousin Mario, and just music, man. Give me some music. Give me some music. Even though I want to say to them boys, why I smoke. Y'all didn't hear that song? Listen, as the producer in me said, I don't know if they will ever get that sample cleared, but that's the most phenomenal diss song that I shouldn't like. But it's the most phenomenal song that I've ever heard in my life.
28 platinum records. Let's just say that. 28 platinum album. That's crazy, bro.
Dog, they got 50 years and 45 albums. Like 50 years. None of us on this show is 50 years old. Them boys they've been together as a band 50. That's unity.
Man, they were singing before Steve.
Bro. Yeah.
Ain't none of what you mean 50? Ain't none of us 40s, hey? Shut up.
At all. Hey, that's the point, jackass. Didn't you hear it?
Close the comment.
Long time, man.
Damn, paper shirt. Hey,
I bought it for you.
Close the comments tonight. I'm going up top to the Smurf.
Jackass. Now, we did a quick show for you guys. We appreciate y'all. We understand that it's championship and it's hard to tune in to us and watch the game at the same time, but you did. So we appreciate y'all. As always, we always tell you guys we would love for you to do your video entries. We've been getting a couple of them. We would like a couple more. We do want to feature you guys and have you on so we can answer your questions. Appreciate you for coming out and checking us out. Black Super Friends Podcast. My brother.
Hey, man, I appreciate y'all coming in, man. Once again, we knocked it out the park. It's another 9 o'clock, and we're done at 10. This is the first time we've been on time in a long time, man. Thank God for the NCAA championship. Hey, for real, tell a friend now, and tell them friend to tell a friend, man. You got to make listen. Hey, man, we're doing this right now pro bono. We want to get paid. We need the big sponsors. We thank you for the real sponsors, the socks, and we're not turning up our nose at you, but I want a Coca-Cola can on this desk or a rock bottle in the back to glue my cigars. So, man, y'all help a brother out, man. Y'all showing us love, and I be seeing all them pump fists in the comments. Hey, all you gotta do is just couple shares, and we'll be there. And I promise we'll give it back to y'all.
That's right.
Chris Caesar Leo.
Yes. I want to say something. Last show on our last topic, things got a little, it went up a little bit, and I've been getting a lot of DMs and conversations about that. And I'm a man, so I can admit sometimes when I may have given off the wrong impression, or I may have said something that was misunderstood. So I want to take this time to apologize. I want to say that if I gave you the impression that I give a damn what you think, ladies, I'm sorry. I totally apologize. Because I read some of your goddamn comments. And I want to make sure I apologize for telling you I don't give a damn what you think. I'm going to say what I want to say, and I'm going to stand on that, and I'm going to drop my nuts every time. Now, y'all have a great night.
Well,
Angry man.
Hey, that's what you're here for. Shit.
All right.
Well, we don't have no contracts as far as the brand, so
and we don't want to show with 4 guys who agreeing and yes man and each other. We have 4 different opinions every time.
Absolutely. And y'all, and then again, chill out. Like y'all should hear a conversation about Jordan and LeBron. It gets way worse and more turned up than that conversation. We can talk about a lot of other things that get us way more hyper. Say something about the Cowboys and see won't this guy lose his goddamn mind.
That head is off.
So don't worry about us. We gonna always be straight.
I want to ask a question one night on the show. Like, if you had to get rid of any team in the NFL, what team would it be, and why would it be the Cowboys?
Because they hated Jesus just as much.
My closing comments for the show. Shout out my son Tyler Towns, who is tuned in tonight. My son is a rap artist, and he, his work ethic is there. He won't take some of my coaching, but he's a dedicated artist. One thing about it, your music is your baby, so I can't tell him what to do with his baby. And I can't even whoop his ass no more because he really grown now. So, but shout out to my son Tyler Towns, and shout out to Jamari that's watching tonight.
Oh,
You are
word.
the coolest son that I got out of all of them. You know what I mean? So listen, we always do talk real stuff. So on the end of this, I want to say this. If you ain't heard it from me first, throughout the year during the show, I talked about money.
Amazing.
Always,
So bad.
Every time.
always, goddamn. Always. Listen, but on the beginning of the show, people are talking about Bitcoin. Bitcoin is up to 58,000. Don't hop on a train that already left. If you never heard anything from me, it's a crypto called ETH, Ethereum. Buy that. It was just low. If I didn't tell you nothing, take some of your stimulus money, take 1,000. Even you buy a fraction of that, buy that. That will be an investment that will triple, quadruple. That same ETH will be $100,000 at some point later on within a year. So we talk about money. We talk about being smart. Crypto is the future. The dollar will die one day. Get you some crypto money. Invest. That's all I'm saying to you. Y'all spending your money on everything under the sun. Get you some crypto. The Black Super Friends is all about empowerment and all about using your head to get ahead. So thank y'all for joining us for another episode. Shout out to Carius Williams, a soldier that's over in Bahrain. I don't even know where the hell that's at. Valu, our author, Andy Crawford, who's joined in. Carius, thank you for your service in this country, man. We appreciate you. So we are logging off. And
Shout out to the Stanford girls for their national championship. Stanford girls have Russell Wilson's sister on the team. So shout out to you guys for the national championship.
Well, shout out to Gonzaga, who is down by 15 right now, but they are battling. All right. I want to see that happen tonight. So we're going to let y'all go early so y'all can watch the game. All right. So shout out from BSF land. Later.